Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Erin and I do mostly budgeting videos like the one you're about to see here. Believe that I remember to say all that. It's been a while, but anyways, so let's get back into the budget, and today I thought we would work on some sinking funds. Nothing too too exciting or anything like that, but I have some cash that I got out of the bank. It is from our first stream of income of the month, which is my husband's retirement, and he does still work a full-time job. He took an early retirement, for those of you who are new here. So I thought what I would do is I would get into my Carpe Diem budget planner. And again, I don't know how long I'm going to be using this, but I'm going to use it for now. And my lighting situation is still not great. I don't know where any of my ring lights are. I literally have a lamp here and it's doing the best that it can, but it's been so long since I have had a setup or a room designated for doing videos and filming, and all of the ring lights that I did have, I'm sure were packed away at some point, and I have no idea where they're at. So being that I just got back into filming, those were not high priority items to unpack, things from my old craft room. So I do need to figure that out this weekend. So in the meantime, I thought that we would press on. And I am doing TikToks as well, so I have to flip my camera and do a separate video for those. And the TikTok channel that I have for it's a complement to this YouTube channel, I still can only do 60-second videos, so it's kind of tricky. So I'm not sure how I'm gonna work on that or do those moving forward, because obviously these take a lot longer than 60 seconds. But anyways, one thing that I did want to rectify was this car payment here for my husband. It's more along the lines of like $321, and I don't know where I got $360, but yesterday I was just having a total brain freeze, and I don't know why that's the number that stuck in my head, but that was not correct. So we went over fixed expenses and got that all ironed out. And this is the monthly budget for income over here. And then here are the variables. So what I don't see, I don't know if there's expense trackers. I don't know if there's monthly savings. No. Monthly savings goal. But I don't see anything that breaks it down into sinking funds month by month. So again, just another point for the case against using something that's pre-printed that doesn't exactly work for you. But it does have some savings pages at the beginning, but I would assume that these would change so frequently because there's so few lines here that this might not last the entire year. But I don't know, that's just my guess. But I am going to get back into my sinking funds, because when I was doing that, it worked really well. When I got away from the videos, I was just putting everything into the bank, and I was keeping just a little piece of paper, or a notebook rather, but it was just not anything very elaborate, and I was just categorizing the money how I wanted to on paper. So I wasn't physically taking it out all the time like I do for these videos. And I do like saving cash at home. I think it's nice because I think, at least for me, cash is very difficult to part with as opposed to swiping a debit card or a credit card. That doesn't feel as dramatic of a depletion of your account than it does when you're physically letting go of cash. At least that's my take on it. So we're into January. Today is the 3rd, and I need to upload this tonight too. And it has an amount and a balance. But here, what's the category? This is like one category. So there's 1, 2, I can't wait to get a notebook. I need to get a notebook so bad. 3, 4, 5, 6. So you can have 6 sinking funds if you use this planner only. So that's fine. And I have here 100, 2, 3, 4, 5, $550, $570, $580. All right. So the categories that I have are pretty similar to the categories that I had before, but they're also a little bit different. And I have so much to share with you guys. It's crazy. But the first thing I'm going to put down here is moving expenses. And you're probably sitting there thinking, what the heck are you talking about? You literally just moved. True. We moved in September. However, I do not think that this is our forever home. I do not think that what I want to do, I want to have enough money in the bank. So if something in our preferred area, less interest and less expensive than the house we're in, comes up, I want to be able to move on that. So I know that makes sense to some of you, and I'm not a mover. I think we were in our house for over 14 years. And previous to that, you know, we're just like these long-term people. So we don't move a lot. Some people move a lot. I know that in one of my jobs, we had to keep track of addresses. This is a long time ago, but we used a program that we bought into, and it was like almost like a databasing program. And some of the data that they provided was to tell us that the average American moves once every 4 years. And that stunned me. Like, I was blown away by that figure, because when I apply that to my life, I'm like, oh my gosh, there is absolutely no way. But there's people who move a lot more frequently than that. So I think that, you know, there is some kind of middle ground, but every 4 years, But would I move again? Yes. Now, our moving expenses from this past time were close to $4,000. And the reason for that is we rented a box truck and for several days to do some light moving. Remember these? These are still linked, I think, in my description. So we rented a box truck, and my husband and my nephew and some friends moved things constantly, like little stuff. We hired professional movers. They had to move our house, and they had to move what we had in storage, and they had to move my mom's entire condo, which was in storage. So when she moved in with us last January, we literally put everything into storage, because she, number one, didn't want to get rid of anything at the time, and number two, she wanted to go through things, and then the whole year transpired and we just never did it. So we had an entire storage full of her stuff. We had what started out to be a storage for us to kind of clear out things. She overtook some of that too with some of her things. We had 2 huge storage spaces to move, and we had an entire house, attics, basement, I mean, you name it. So it was so cumbersome, and it took days, and it took a ton of people, and that's just what it was. So now that we are all moved, we're gonna do it again. I don't know, you know, and here's the thing, like, I want to have the ability to do it, but I'm not saying that that's anything that we have to do, you know. It doesn't have to be done. When we moved, we were in this kind of weird situation. You know, I'm going to redo this. We were in this weird situation where property was so astronomically high, and the interest rates were also, you know, off the charts. But we really needed to make a move because our living situation was not optimal for my mom. We needed a first floor bedroom and a walk-in shower. And when we crunched the numbers to do those things ourselves, we priced ourselves right out of our house. So we did get prices to put an addition on, and it was close to $100,000. And that was with a slab. There was no crawl space to that. That was just a slab room with a very modest bathroom to it. Now, some of you are going to say, wow, that's ridiculous. That's out of hand, out of control. And some of you are going to say, wow, that was a bargain. You should have done it. I mean, it's all relative to where you live and the cost of living where you live. For us, that would have priced us out of our house. And we also needed to redo our kitchen. We needed to redo both of our bathrooms. There was just so much that needed to be done. Now, was anything, you know, catastrophic going to happen if we didn't do those things? No, but we still needed a better living situation for my mom. So that is the story with that. So if, like I said, if the perfect house, and when I say perfect, I mean like the appropriate number of bedrooms, walk-in shower, updated, a ranch. I really want a ranch with a basement. If that comes along and it's in the area we want, I just want to be able to move on it. So that's why I need a sinking fund for moving expenses, because I never want to be hit with close to $4,000 again in the future. So we are planning ahead. So one thing that we never did get, and that's why I really need like a face-to-face, oh my gosh, I need a face-to-face updating video, life update video with you guys. We never did get furniture. We kept what we had, and then we do have like different coffee tables and things like that, which is really cool. But those were my mom's, and they are fine and they're beautiful. But I still want to get new couches, and I'd like to get, you know, some like recliners. Like, I don't know. I just have thoughts. So 23. Oh my gosh. If I could screw up anymore. I've lost the ability to talk and write and do videos at the same time. Like, it's just not my thing. And my hands are so dry. You guys are probably like, ew, go get a manicure. But I don't want to. But I have so many like hangnails. They hurt so bad. I got this cream over the holidays. It's called bag cream. I don't even know. I got it at TJ Maxx, and I think it was like $6, and it's like a balm, and it comes in a square like tin, and it looks really nice and it feels really good, but it's very, very greasy. So I don't like putting that on unless I'm like ready to go to bed, because I hate the feeling of greasy hand cream. It's one of my biggest icks ever. So, all right, we have $200 in for furniture. So let's see what we're doing here. All right, so for moving, I'm just going to write it right here where it says amount. I'm going to put 200. And then for furniture, I'm also going to put 200. So you're probably thinking, well, what happened to your sinking funds from before? Oh my gosh, I have no idea. I mean, this past year was such a whirlwind, and we had so much going on and so much change, so many expenses. Now, let me preface that by saying my mom paid for a lot too, because she ended up selling her condo, and she is a huge participant into our household at this point, and since she's been living with us. But everything just became a whirlwind, and like I said, all of our money was just kind of like in one account, and I was kind of, you know, making little notes on paper and stuff, but it just wasn't the way. So yeah, I just need to get back into it, because could we have bought furniture? Probably, but we're still debt free. So that's another video I want to do, is I want to tell you about how we have stayed debt free over the past year, because believe me, it was not easy. It was actually very difficult. So, all right, so my next fund, where's my next fund? I had these all written down, and then I started doing this, and my notebook is in the car. So that's really helpful. I will get it together, guys. I promise you I will get it together. So I have moving, I have furniture. Oh, a refrigerator, because this house needs new appliances, but one thing it needs sorely is a new refrigerator. So I'm going to put $100 in that. I don't really want to buy it yet, because I'm not sure if we're going to have to replace everything, you know, as far as the refrigerator, the stove, and the dishwasher. But I just want to start here. So I'm going to put $100 into that. So as soon as we moved in, we found a leak in one of the bathrooms. The dishwasher broke instantly. We still haven't had that fixed. This house did come with a home warranty. It's a beautiful house. I mean, it sounds like all I'm doing is complaining, but I'm just giving you the real deal. So it did come with a home warranty, but we haven't even filed a claim for that yet. We are still working on the, I don't know what you want to call it, the logistics of getting the leak fixed. Oh, goodness. We did put a fence up. That was quite expensive. We had to do that for our dogs, but it was really nice, because our neighbors next door on the one side, they were so kind, and they allowed us to hook the back of our fence into the side of their fence. So we have a whole side of our yard that we didn't end up having to pay for. So that was beautiful. And so I have 50, 60, 70, I have $80 left. And I'm going to put that in a miscellaneous fund for now. But that saved us a ton of money. So we did all wood, and it's really beautiful. I love the look of a wood fence before it's stained, just like in its natural state. I think it's absolutely beautiful. So you can't stain it for a year, and that's just fine with me because I think it looks really nice just the way it is. But yeah, we did that. And what else did we do? I don't know. I have a list of things that we did, actually. I should bust that out at some point because we spent quite a bit of money bringing some things, like righting some wrongs, I should say. We had to get window coverings for every single window in this house. In the front facade of the house, the side of the garage is part of the front of the house, and the garage has the same windows that the rest of the house does. And they had these old dingy curtains in there, which looked horrid from the street and inside. So we didn't get curtains for there because I just think that's gross. Like, I don't want to put curtains in there. But what we did do is we got curtains for the entire house. And I think the front of our house has 13 windows. Is it 13? And then obviously we had to do all the windows the same. So at least everything looks the same now. And I think it's really nice like that. So that was quite expensive. But it had to be done because they literally had the craziest curtains up. Everything just looked so wonky. And they didn't have the right hardware up. Like, some of their curtain rods were being held up by like command hooks. I'm like, what is going on here? Yeah, so really, really zany. But again, it doesn't sound like I'm saying it's a gorgeous house. We love it. It's just not, it's not a permanent, situation. So we'll see. Or maybe it is. You just never know. You never know what the plan is for you. You never know where God's going to take you. You never know exactly what your path is until it happens. So everybody can make plans. That doesn't mean that they're going to work out that way. So it just depends, and we'll just see how it goes. So I don't have my calculator here, but we have $580. So here I'm just going to put $580 just so I know that this is what I did today. And I feel pretty good about that. So there's that. How I'm going to make this into a TikTok video, I have no idea because I already wrote everything out. But I am going to be working on a notebook that I set up a little bit better for my budget. I want to get back to the basics. Handwriting is fine for me. I don't need anything fancy. I don't need digital. I don't need, and if those systems work for you, that's great. But I'm like a spiral notebook girl, and that's how I'm going to do it moving forward. Or homemade, oh my gosh, I just found these homemade, traveler's notebooks. Let me see. I made so many of these a couple years ago, and I was like, oh my gosh. So I have my Christmas card out, and I have this one that I still made, this one. I mean, I was so excited to find these, and I actually ended up using 2 homemade notebooks this past Christmas. But I did get quite a deal on these rifle notebooks. The quality of these is really outstanding. The first set of these I bought was at Barnes & Noble, and then I ended up buying another set at Target. The ones made for Target, believe it or not, were less quality than the ones I picked up at Barnes & Noble. Same notebook, same size, same company, same design of paper on the inside. Totally different quality. It was outrageous. So anyways, I found these at TJ Maxx, so I bought a couple packs of these because I love a traveler's notebook for basically anything. I use them at work. I use them for my personal notes. Anything you can think of. So I absolutely love them. But anyways, I'm digressing. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. I hope everybody's doing well. And for the next couple of days, my uploads might be a little bit further into the evening, but I just need to get caught up this weekend and a little bit better organized. So I hope you guys are doing well. Everybody's staying healthy and safe, and I will see you guys in my next video. Take care.